everyone, my name is Debbie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a what sold video for you. I am going to share about 20 items that sold, a combination between Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and ThredUP. I had a total of 53 items that sold this week for a gross amount of $1,168.53. And if you'd like a breakdown of all of the numbers and what my total profit is, stick around till the end and I'll break it all down for you. So this week, again, I had the most sales on Poshmark. I sold 38 items for a total of $859. The first item, actually the first few items were all things that I have shown on Goodwill haul, so I think it's so neat that I can find the items, share them with you when I find them, and then I'm so excited when they sell to get to report to you how much they sold for. So it makes it so much fun for me. And I just appreciate all of you that watch and listen and allow me to share these sales with you. The first item that I sold was from my San Antonio Goodwill haul. I found the Laredo Western boots, and these boots were so nice. They looked almost new, and so I paid $10.99 for them. They sold for $39 on Poshmark. My earnings were $28.74, and my profit was $17.75, and they took 23 days to sell, so I think that is really fast. I thought I would mention that I have been using the new video tool on select items that I am listing on Poshmark. You just record a 15-second or less video, and then when you're uploading your photos during your listing process, you just upload that with it. And I think it is an excellent tool to use to give the viewers a little more confidence, more viewing ability. And then at the end of my listing, I just put video at end of photos. Just click to play. The next one was on my Goodwill trip that I had with my son, where I asked him to pick out things for me to resell. And I actually wore this dress in the video, and I kind of wanted to keep it, but I was really happy when it sold. It sold for $25. My earnings were $17.54. I paid $7.99. My profit was $9.55, and it only took 8 days to sell. Next one was on that same Goodwill haul with my son, and he found this Eileen Fisher denim jean jacket, and I was so excited when it sold. It sold just on Saturday. We were at a wrestling tournament. We were sitting there, and it sold. I was like, yay! I was so proud of him for finding that. It sold for $44. My earnings were $33.54. And I did not write down how much I paid in the profit, but I will pop that up so that you can see. And it only took 10 days to sell. I wanted to mention that when I got home, I noticed that the size tag was missing inside the jacket, but that is okay. What I do in that case is I measure the item, then I look up the same item that other sellers have listed and look at their measurements and see what my measurements compare to theirs and figure out the size. Also, I put in the listing that the tag is missing. Please be sure to check measurements to make sure it is a proper fit. I will also often say that it is on my size medium mannequin, and usually you can get a really good idea of what size the item is. Next item was from a Goodwill haul. This was in my haul where I was it was the giveaway haul where I was picking out items to send to a viewer. And don't forget to watch on the 15th. I will have another giveaway on the 15th. This was a pair of Allen Edmond dress shoes, and these can go for a lot of money, but this pair had quite a bit of wear on them, and so I priced them lower, and when I received an offer for $25, I thought that was terrific, so I took it. My earnings were $20. I only paid $2.29 at the bins, and so my profit was $17.71. And they took 10 days to sell, so I am very pleased with that. The next one, I put this one in there because I had a buyer ask me to sell off Poshmark, and this happens this has happened many times on eBay and on Poshmark, and they'll send a message and put like, hey, I hate the fees that you have to pay on Poshmark. Will you sell this to me and I can pay you PayPal or Venmo? And I had it listed a lot higher, and so she offered me $35 to sell it off of Poshmark. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to risk losing my ability to sell on Poshmark. And you know, when people do things like that and they want to kind of cheat the system, I think they're not looking at it for saving me money either. They're looking at it as they want a really great deal. So they want to put my account at risk so that they can save a little money. So I'm like, no way. So I always say it nicely. And at that same time, within like just a few minutes, somebody else offered me $39, which is $4 more than she had offered me. I took it, and my earnings were $28.74. I paid $10.24, and my profit was $18.50. It took 3 months for this to sell because I had priced it a lot higher, and I slowly went down because I had seen a lot of other sellers pricing it really high, like $89 for the set. So I thought I would try it, but when it wasn't getting much attention, I slowly lowered the price, and I got that from Liquidation. And then I had my biggest bundle ever, and I think it really helps to have a lot of like items. So I've kind of concentrated on Free People, and I've gotten a lot of Free People intimates, and now that I have so many in there, people like to bundle them together, which is great. So I had an 11-piece bundle. Offered me a really low amount. I can't remember exactly. It was like $120, and then I countered for like $190, and we kept going back and forth, and finally I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and see what my actual cost of goods was so that I can make an informed decision on if I should take this, and don't let the emotions get in the way, because sometimes I can let that happen and think, oh, I was asking this much for it. I don't want to sell it for that low. So I added it up, and I paid $54 for everything in that bundle. And so when she offered me $160, I thought, I'm going to get $125.54 and make a $71 profit on that one bundle. So I decided to take it, and I was so excited that I had such a big sale. It's arrived, and I got 5 stars. So I was really happy with that. And then right at that same time, I sold a 5-piece bundle also for $85. My earnings were $64.54. I paid $28.31, and my profit was $36.23. And on these bundles, these were all liquidation items. So they were items that I had multiple quantities in. I only paid, like $3 or $4 for most of them. So it is not as much work when it's liquidation, and it's just so nice to have those multiple quantities. I didn't have to wash anything. They're pre-packaged, so it's very easy. And if you want to buy liquidation, I've talked about it a lot. The place that I buy from and absolutely love is Fox Liquidation. I have a code, Debbie5. If you purchase from them, you get 5% off. You do need to have a reseller's certificate to be able to purchase from them, and that is so easy to get. If you have not gotten that, first what you do is you go to irs.gov, and I'll pop something up, and you need to get an EIN number. That is free, and you can do that just online, and that's kind of your identification number as a business, and then you'll use that when you file taxes and anything else to do with your business. Then each state is individual, so go to your state and see what you need to do to get a reseller certificate. I think I paid like $30, and so it's not much at all. You just fill out the information that they request, and then also when you have that, you don't have to pay tax on items that you purchase to resell. So mainly what I have used that for in the past is when I do retail arbitrage, and sometimes it can be a lot of money that I am spending when I do retail arbitrage or liquidation, and so to not have to pay sales tax on that is worth a lot of money. Anytime that you are purchasing to resell, you don't have to pay taxes on that. So you might think about that, and if you are interested in purchasing liquidation, then they do require that you have that. So I just thought I would put that information in. Then next on eBay, I sold 10 items for $197.12. The first one was on my San Antonio Goodwill haul, and it was the Fredericks of Hollywood Seduction Line Vintage, what was it, like a corset, and it had garter belts, and it sold for $19.19. My earnings were $13.64. I paid $2.40, and my profit was $11.24, and it only took 3 days to sell. And then the next one was from my Goodwill Ben's shoe haul with my daughter Morgan, and she had found 3 pair of varsity shoes. One was worth a pretty good amount, so I listed it separately, and then the 2 other were not worth very much at all, but we thought it was worth the risk to pick them up. So they were the same size, and so I just put them together. They sold for $24.77. My earnings were $10.79. They were $2.29 each, so a total of $4.58, and my profit was $8.50. So not a ton, but I'm still very glad that I was able to make $8.50, and they took 4 months to sell. The next one was a denim jean jacket with faux fur. This was in a Goodwill haul also, and I love this jacket. I kind of wanted to keep it, so I priced it a little higher, but then I started taking it down just a little bit because I kind of wanted it to sell more than I wanted to keep it. And the reason why I wanted to put this one in there also was because sometimes I have people that will message me and say, the item shows delivered and it is not here. I'm the only one that gets packages from my house. There is no way it arrived. And I've learned on that to not get on the phone and start calling USPS, because 99 times out of 100 it is actually at their house and someone else has gotten it, or they got it and forgot, or they thought it was something else. This has happened so many times, and I used to just get on the phone and wait on hold forever, but every time it's been found in their household, or one time it was at the neighbor's house and they brought it over that evening. So she emails me and says it shows delivered, but she was the only person in the house that gets packages. And so I wait just a few minutes, and then I get another message from her that says, I had put it in my daughter's room. I thought it was a package for my daughter. I love it. It's beautiful. I can't remember what else she said, but she was very happy with it. Usually I give a few minutes to them, and then they usually figure it out, or I'll ask them, can you check with everybody else in your household and make sure that someone else didn't get it? Or I'll tell them, check in at your side door, back door, just in case it was delivered in a different spot, and almost always it is found. The next thing was from my San Antonio Goodwill haul also. It was the Gerbeau jean shorts, and they had the shuttle tape on them. They were vintage, size 34, and they sold for $35 with free shipping. I thought I could get a little bit more for that, but when the offer came in, I thought, I'll make still a good profit. I will take it. And so my earnings were $22.93. I paid $4.79. They took 18 days to sell, and my profit was $18.14. The next one was a swimsuit that you'll see on my totals at the end. I had to refund this week, but it turned around and it sold like that. So I got it back and refunded the lady, and then it sold for $29.87. So not as much as the original. The original was like $41, but I got an offer and I thought that is still a great profit for me. My earnings were $23.04. I paid 66 cents. And my profit was $22.38. And then you have to account for, I lost about $4 on the return also. So I ended up profiting around $18, which is still great for a 66-cent investment. And Mercari, it is still going great. I had 4 sales this week for a total of $109.62. I sold a Ralph Lauren dress that was also on my Goodwill bins haul that was for the giveaway. This was one that I didn't put in the giveaway because sometimes Ralph Lauren can take a little while to sell, and I had it listed on Poshmark and eBay and nothing had happened. I put it on Mercari and it sold like that. Not for a ton, for $19.99. That includes the shipping. My earnings were $11.89, but I only paid 94 cents at the bin. My profit was $10.95, so I am great with that. I always think of it as if I can list usually maybe 6 to 8 things an hour and I profit $10.95, it's somewhere in the range of $60 to $80 an hour, and I am excellent with that. The next one is another one that had sat for a little while on Poshmark. It was from Liquidation also. It was the Free People Be My Baby velvet dress in size 12. And I had it listed on eBay and Poshmark for probably about 3 months and not really much activity, which I couldn't believe it because it was such a cute dress. I put it on Mercari and it sells within a couple days. It sold for $51.94. My earnings were $39.77. I paid $17.76, and my profit was $22.01. And I have several more of these, but they're size 0, so we will see how long those take to sell. But I just had to photograph one of the items. When I say one picture, I mean, I'm taking the front, the back, laying it down, showing measurements and everything. So it's more than one picture, but I'm just saying I have to just take a set of pictures of one item one time. I sold the Free People Sunrise to Sunset bra. It sold for $15.65. My earnings were $10.15. I paid $4.24. So I made a profit at $5.91. And this was another liquidation item that I have so many of. So I am great with $5.91 when I have like 40 or 50 of them. Then the last one was the Free People Count Me In trapeze dress. And this was another one that I got from Fox Liquidation and have a lot of them. It sold for $21.99. My earnings were $13.64. I paid $8.50 and my profit was $5.14. And then one sale from ThredUP, and this one sold. It was an Ann Taylor pair of shorts that I picked up at the bins for 50 cents. And it sold. My earnings were $2.79. So not a lot, but still that was almost 0 work. If I can just pick up a few really lightweight items from the bins every time, send them up to ThredUP and not really have to do much work at all, I think that is excellent. Okay, now for my total numbers. I ended up selling a total of 53 items for a gross amount of $1,068.53. And I will have the breakdown on each platform, what my gross amount was, then what I got back after fees or any shipping, the cost of goods, and the profit. I'm going to put up this screen with my gross sales, my cost of goods, my profit, any fees, so that you can look over that rather than me just rattling off number by number. But the interesting thing I found the last couple weeks is my percentage of what I am taking home versus my gross sales is greatly reduced. It's down to 45% of my gross sales is actually take home. And so that's about 10 to 15% lower than usual. So I really wanted to examine that. And I looked at each platform and put what my percentage was taking home on each platform. And I was so surprised. I thought Poshmark might have been bringing that down because the fees are higher, but Poshmark was actually my highest with 49%. I think eBay was drastically reduced due to just having a very low sales week and being hit by a pretty sizable return. So I'm going to continue to monitor this in each platform because I really need to get my percentage back up there of what I'm actually taking home. My cost of goods have not gone up. The other factor I think is Mercari. It was only 40%, but that is intentional because I'm trying to take lower offers to establish myself on the platform. But I think now that I've had a few sales, I'm going to increase that so that my actual profit is a higher percentage. So thank you so much. If you're still here watching, I really appreciate it. If you are not subscribed and you'd like to join me for videos in the future, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you received any value from this video and would give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it so much. But I just appreciate all of you for watching, sticking around with me. All of the comments, everyone is so nice, and I just appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.